Hey everyone, a few weeks ago I picked up a Model Y long range model and absolutely loving it. And like most things, when you buy an EV, the first accessory you look at is what wall charger you're going to go for. So today I'm going to break down why I chose the Gen 3 Tesla wall charger over the other options that I narrowed it down to. I'm going to discuss what my installation experience was, the issues I faced on installation day, the solutions for you if you come across the same things, and also after 7 days of having the charger, how has my experience been so far. I'll share the good, the bad, and what needs improving. Elon, if you're watching this, take some notes. Let's jump into it. Section 1, why I chose the Gen 3 over the other chargers. Before I had a Tesla, I used to drive an Audi Q7 hybrid. So the battery wasn't that big, it only had about 20 miles. So a 3-pin wall charger was sufficient for when I had that car. But now that I've got a full EV, that would actually take me, I think, around 40 hours to charge this Tesla Model Y. So that's obviously not great. So I had to get a wall charger. After comparing some wall chargers, it basically came down to two options for me personally. The first one being a Gen 3 Tesla wall charger, and the second being an Ohme or an Ohme Pro. And for me personally, here's why the Gen 3 won. Firstly, I think the design is actually quite timeless. It looks clean, minimal, and it's very Tesla-like. Secondly, I already own a Tesla, and the button on the handle is game-changing, and I'll show you why in a bit. And honestly, something that surprised me is the Ohme pricing structure that actually put me off, and they hide it in the fine print as well. So a lot of people don't know this, but when you get the Ohme products, you get the great app and the usability, like the scheduled charges, you get to see how much money you spent and so on. However, that device has a SIM card, and that is only free for 3 years. After 3 years, you have to pay a monthly subscription fee of £1.99 in the UK, I believe. And one of my friends actually got an Ohme Pro, and when I told him about this, he was not even aware. So as I said, it's in the fine print, and I only know because I dug into a lot of forums when I was reviewing and doing my research. So yeah, it kind of put me off. With the Gen 3, there is no SIM card or no monthly subscription because it's a Wi-Fi connection to the app. It just connects via your Wi-Fi router at home. You pay once for the hardware, you pay once for the installation, and that's it. You then get to enjoy all the Tesla upgrades on the software side of things when it comes to the app. Moving on to section 2, and I wanted to quickly talk about the ordering process and how my experience was with that. I used a company called Smart Home Charge. I found them on Google, and it was quite a straightforward process. I paid £975 both for the installation and the hardware cost. And honestly, I was quite impressed, to be honest. The process was very simple, it was quite smooth. At first, I went online, I made an inquiry, they assessed whether my property type could get a wall charger in place. They sent me an approval via email asking for some more details and payments, which I made on the same day. I believe that was a Saturday. And then by the Wednesday, so 3 business days later, I received the Tesla Gen 3 charger, as well as a pen fault connector, I believe what it's called. And then I also get a text message on the day saying, when would you be available for an installation? Does Friday work? So that was a very smooth process from Saturday to Friday installation, and I had access to the charger at home. And after the install too, they sent all the right certifications for me to have. But just want to say as well, there is no sponsorship to this. So me saying they're a good company, I have not been paid to say that. I just want to call out a good company when I see a good company offering a good service. So good job, guys. Moving on to section 3, which is about the installation day. Installation day, as mentioned, arrived quite quickly. Part 1 of it, which was the installation, the fitting, connecting to the electrical system, that actually went very smoothly. The electrician did that within 1 hour. He knew what he was doing. He's obviously a professional. But moving on to the second part of the installation, where you actually have to connect to the app, commission it, and so on, that took a bit longer. And this is where I think it will be useful for you guys to listen quite closely to make sure that your electrician does the right thing. What I know now that I wish I knew on the day is that there are 2 Tesla apps, and both Tesla apps use the same user login. So me as a car owner or a charger owner, I can log into both apps. Not to oversimplify this, but there's a red Tesla app and there's a blue Tesla app, or it's called the Tesla One app. And essentially the red Tesla app is for users who own the charger, who own the car. So that's a familiar kind of app for all Tesla users. The blue app, or the Tesla One app, that is for installers. And the mistake that the electrician made is that when he did the commission, he went onto the red Tesla app and added the Gen 3 wall charger on the red Tesla app rather than blue app. And what ended up happening was, even though he commissioned it correctly, it worked fine, when he did the transfer over to my account, I got an email saying that the charger had been transferred to me, but I couldn't see it anywhere. I couldn't see it on the app, on the red app, and when I was trying to add it on my red app as well, it was saying that it was owned by someone else, even though I had the email to say that it belonged to me. So that was a bit confusing. What I ended up having to do was call Tesla on the number that I'll show on the screen now. They basically said that the electrician shouldn't have used the red app. They should have used the blue app, because the blue app is for the installers, and in the back end it created some sort of conflict. It was a very easy thing to sort out for them. It's just a click of the button. However, this did take 4 or 5 days before I had access to the wall charger on my app. So learn from me there, guys. When your electrician's there, just make sure that they're using the Tesla One or the Tesla Blue app, as I called it, to do the commissioning. Don't use the red one, because it will just cause a few more complications for you later on. It's still sortable, but it's just a minor kind of inconvenience. Moving over to the last section of this video, which is section 4, and this is a 7-day review of the wall charger so far, what I've thought about it, both from a hardware perspective but also from an app perspective. Right, let me start with what I liked about my experience so far. So first of all, it's easy to use. Both the actual charger, the physical charger, and the app, they're both very easy to use. Secondly, I really like the button on the handle. So the button on the handle, there's 2 benefits for it. The first benefit for it is when you get the charger, press the button, it opens up the flap on your Tesla. And secondly, in the mornings when I go to the car, what I'd have to do is open up the app, unlock the charging port, and then pull it out. However, because I've got the Tesla charger and there's a button there, it picks up my phone, so I know I'm near the car. I press the button on the charging handle, and then it just releases, unlocks, and then I put it away. I know this will probably save me a few seconds a day, but add it up over the years, I think yeah, it's definitely a nice little touch. The second thing is the app is okay. So on the Gen 3, you get like the charging history. You can see how many kilowatts you've used. You can see how long your charging session has been. You can go on there and do all the vehicle scheduling as well. So if you've got off-peak tariffs like I do, then you can set the charger to turn on at certain times of the day. And then also, I really like that you've got access control, which is quite cool. So with the access control, what you can do is that you can specify that all cars that connect to your charger work. You can say only Teslas, or you can actually specify what Tesla to charge. So if you in a household of 2 or 3 Teslas, you can select those 2 or 3 Teslas, and then no other car can charge beyond that. Now moving on to what I didn't like about the app, or I think where I believe there could be some more improvements. The design looks great, but the usability of it may have been overlooked. When you wrap the cable around the Gen 3, the hanging cable on the right side actually blocks you from inserting the handle back in, which is just an inconvenience. To overcome this simple issue, I bought a cable holder and put it next to the Gen 3 to hold the cable slightly to the right. This then allows me to slot it in the hole with no issues. So even though you can schedule the charging and also add the tariff costs that you pay on the off-peak and on-peak tariffs, it doesn't actually calculate anything for you. So I'll show you on the screen here, but it will tell you how long it's charged for. It'll tell you how many kilowatts it's used. Despite me adding all the kilowatt per hour cost that I pay in different times of the day, it still doesn't calculate it. So I think that's a bit, I don't know if it's my app, but it's a bit kind of disappointing that it's not showing how much it costs, because they've got the data. So maybe this is coming in a future update, but at the moment, as of November 2025, it's not working for me. As a Tesla car owner, to be honest, I've not actually even gone on the section of the app where I've had the wall charger on there. So even though it took me 4 to 5 days to get it on the app, I've not actually used it since then. Don't get me wrong, everything's useful on there, and if I didn't have a Tesla EV, I probably would use it a bit more because it will give me a bit more data. But personally, I've barely opened that side of the app. And the main reason being is, as you guys will know, the Tesla itself can have a scheduled charge time frame. So my Tesla will tell my charger that at midnight it will start charging, and it will stop charging whenever, I can't remember the time it stops. The second thing that the Tesla car side of the app does is it shows me how many kilowatts I've consumed, and also it works it out. So I'm not sure whether Gen 3 charger side of the app doesn't work it out when it's got all the utility rates and the cost per unit, but the car side of the app does. And as you can see on here, it will show you every night I plug it in how much it's cost me, but also when I go to charge a supercharger or charge at a different location to my home. So yeah, I don't think as a Tesla owner I wouldn't get that excited about having a Tesla charger for the app or the software side of things. Like, nothing will change. So that's my first week with a Tesla Gen 3 charger and my experience. It was overall smooth. It's a reliable charger with room for software improvement on the app side as well, but overall I'm happy with the purchase. If you're a Tesla owner, honestly, just for that silly button on the handle, I would recommend getting one, just because it makes your life easier. If you own another EV car that's not Tesla, then you'll still benefit from the app, and as I mentioned, you won't have to pay anything after 3 years like you do with some other brands who have SIM cards. Let me know in the comments below, which charger are you considering? Are you going to go for the Tesla Gen 3 or the Ohme Pro or any other device? And give me a reason why as well. I'd love to hear it. And before you go, I'll be dropping a 4-month review of the Model Y long range, how I found it, the little accessories I've bought. Like, as you can see here, this is a little camera for my little one. It's, I don't know if you can see it on screen there, but also I'll be doing a camping video in January as well. So yeah, stick around, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Thank you guys. See you later.